Hello and welcome to episode 2. And this episode is all about direction, not perfection. And it's kind of an odd place for me to begin in this podcast series with, episode 2, because this is actually an idea I usually share with people at the end of a session. So often I would have taught someone some kind of psychological skill, some kind of perspective, and they would have had some kind of insight about it. Maybe they feel different. Maybe they're able to notice a feeling and slow themselves down and to relax in some way. And when someone's had this moment of growth or moment of kind of seeing a way forward, then I'll say to them, I'll share with them, not all the time, but at the end of the session, I might say, and this is all about direction, not perfection. Okay, our aim is growth. Our aim is not, being a perfect human being. Our aim is to be on the path, to be developing. And what I encourage them is just to use opportunities in life to, as they arise, to get better at what we've talked about in the session. And I think this is a really, really healthy perspective to have. Direction, not perfection. A perfection mindset is so judgmental. It's so, it's all or nothing. I should be like this. I shouldn't be like that. I've worked with lots of people who maybe in a session, they had some kind of insight, something changed for them. And they come back the second session, and they're feeling better, right? They're feeling better, but they're still bothered by the thing in some way. Like it's 50% or it's 25% of what it was. And they'll say, yeah, I'm not panicking, but I'm still thinking about it. And I can hear some judgment in their voice that they're still hung up on this thing. And often I'll slow them down and say, well, slow down, you said it's a lot better. That's really good. That's fantastic. How can we explore today to grow a little bit more in this direction? Right. The perspective I come from is we're never going for perfection. Right. I don't expect me or you or anybody to have like a perfect, complete transition or a perfect, complete change. It's always bitty. There's always ups and downs. There's always pretty much always, places we get hung up or, can't see things clearly and all that kind of stuff. There's always troubleshooting to do along the way. And so it's always about direction rather than perfection. And I'm sharing this at the start of the podcast because I'm going to be sharing, perspectives, tools, this kind of thing. And I don't want you to relate to them with a perfectionistic attitude, right? It's not about being the best at personal growth or anything like that. It's about learning. It's about discovering. It's about the adventure. It's about being fascinated by your own mind, by how you can relate to life, being fascinated by people. I often find that some of the people that get the most benefit from therapy or coaching are people that get interested in the psychological condition, who get interested in how their minds work. And I really encourage that for you. And I encourage you to have a sense of humor towards yourself, to, that you are going to have things that come up, get in the way, all of that kind of stuff. It's just about staying on the path, staying in the game and keep learning. That's a phrase a friend of mine, James Tripp, likes to say, you get in the game and you keep learning. That's the only success formula that works. So, that's a lot of what I got to share. And I think the reason why I usually only share this perspective at the end of a session when I'm working with someone is because I've usually given them a direction, and so that's where we'll be beginning in the next episode, which is starting with like what I consider to be a core skill of personal growth, one I teach to the vast majority of people that I work with. And it's the skill of tolerating sensations, tolerating feelings, and tolerating emotions. And the more you grow a capacity to feel the way that you feel, and you find some ways of building that capacity, in general, this is a great, endlessly winnable game, right? Growing your capacity to tolerate your own feelings is just a growth direction. You can keep going and keep going and keep going, and it just gets better and better and better and more useful. So that's where we'll begin, and I really encourage you, if you do, listen in for that next episode, that you have a direction, not perfection, attitude to it. All right, I hope this was helpful. All the best. Bye-bye.
Subscribe, leave a comment, like.